So will the new legislation actually prevent guns from being smuggled across the U.S. border? And why did the federal government stop short of a national handgun ban that some municipalities are pushing for? Let's find out. Joining me now, the Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino. Minister, good to have you back on the program.
Thanks.
Why bring in a national freeze on handguns? Because it still leaves 1 million handguns plus. Your government does support municipalities and provinces with a ban, so if it's so effective, why didn't the federal government just ban them?
Well, we began by listening to a lot of different folks in this space, including survivors, law enforcement, industry leaders, and we landed on a policy in the form of the National Handgun Freeze because we think it is the fastest and most effective way to reverse some very alarming trends which were reported by Statistics Canada, including the ongoing increase to the handgun universe, about 55,000 new registrations every single year for the last decade. So by launching this policy, it's part of a broader C-21 package, which represents the strongest gun reform legislative package in a generation.
But the question is it missing the mark? You know, between 80 and 85% of the crimes committed with handguns in urban areas are done with illegal handguns. The smuggling of handguns across the U.S. border is the big problem. Are you targeting legal gun owners? Gun owners who aren't the problem. They're not the criminals. They've already faced some of the toughest regulations. And in fact, so it looks like you're doing something, but you're really not targeting the illegal flow of guns across the border.
Bill C-21 doesn't target law-abiding gun owners. It targets handgun violence. It targets organized crime. We're raising maximum sentences against illegal smugglers. We're giving police new wiretap powers to interdict and to stop gun crime from occurring in the first place. And we're investing in more resources for CBSA and RCMP so that they've got the technology. When you combine that with the cooperation that we have with the United States, by reinvigorating the cross-border crime forum, we're going to be tackling incoming illegal firearms at the border. Last year, we seized a record number. We need to do more, and Bill C-21 will help us do that.
But it's a freeze on legal guns. Like you're saying, you can't buy more handguns. There's illegal gun owners who say, look, we already have some of the most onerous safety rules. There's no data that says the legal gun owners are the problem. Leave us alone and go after the illegal guns. What's the response to that? Because I've spoken to a lot of these gun owners. They feel like they're being unfairly targeted and frankly criminalized.
Look, and I have enormous respect for law-abiding gun owners and have engaged with them and have visited some of my opposition colleagues' ridings to talk with them. But the fact of the matter remains that Statistics Canada reports that gun violence is on the rise. Handgun violence specifically is on the rise. Gender-based and domestic violence in connection with guns is on the rise. And another thing that Bill C-21 does is it introduces red flag protocols, which allows anyone to go to a court to say, seize the gun or suspend the license, precisely to address that, but with the additional protection of that person's identity. So there's a lot of good here. Canadians support this legislation, Evan, because we've been listening to them and will continue to work with them to pass this law.
I'm just trying to figure out the logic. You're the government that decriminalized marijuana because you said, look, people are, by criminalizing it, we're basically boosting the black market. It's illegal. We can't seem to stop it, so we'll make sure it's safe and we'll legalize it and organizing it. Now you're freezing handgun sales. Couldn't that just boost the black market for the weapon? And it's the very opposite logic that you're using to handle the drug issue with marijuana. Now you're doing the very opposite thing with guns. I don't get it.
Well, there's a big difference between trying to take people who are addicted and struggle with substance issues out of the criminal court system because it's not an effective way to rehabilitate them and putting them into the public health care system and going after serious hardened criminals who want to traffic and import illegal guns which hurt and terrorize our communities. And what Bill C-21 does is it takes that problem head on by introducing a national handgun freeze, by giving police additional powers and resources, and by addressing the very serious concerns that we have between domestic violence and gun crime.
Minister, just respectfully, there are still tough drug laws, but the government controls recreational use of marijuana because the government clearly thinks there's a safe way and a recreational way to use it. Why doesn't that apply to handguns as well? Make it, organize that and then go after the drug crimes, just like the drug dealers you're still going after, go after the people who are getting illegal guns, but let the recreational safe users have their say, like you're doing with pot.
We do respect that the vast majority of gun owners are ones that follow law, but we're adjusting and making changes to the law because there have been ongoing increases to gun violence. And at the end of the day, we have to do better. And we're going to continue working with law enforcement. We're going to continue working with mayors. I was just in Saskatchewan, where we heard broad support, not only from big city mayors, but from some rural mayors as well, who think that this bill represents a step in the right direction. That's why I'm calling on all parliamentarians to read this bill, to debate this bill, and to pass this bill as quickly as possible.
Minister, you're saying something really, I want people to listen to. You're saying it's a step in the right direction. Is this a step towards an outright national ban? Is that what this is? This is acceptable. We'll do the freeze, but as you said, it's a step, and we're going to go further. Is that coming?
Well, look, as I've always said, we have to leave all options on the table. But I also want to make something else clear. Bill C-21, while it is a significant stride and the most ambitious in a generation, by itself will not eradicate gun violence. We have to invest in our police. We have to make sure that we are protecting our borders. We have to introduce smart gun policy, and we also have to make sure that we are addressing gun crime at its root cause, which is why our Building Safer Communities Fund is going to do just that, taking a look at access to affordable housing and creating safer and inclusive spaces and access to other healthcare supports. We've got to be doing all of these things as part of a comprehensive strategy. It's not about picking one, it's about doing all of them at the same time.
Your government has already banned 1,500 assault-style weapons back in 2020. You're planning to do more, by the way, but you have yet to introduce the buyback program. When will Canadians finally see that, and what's taken so long to bring in that program?
Well, look, from my point of view, the program can't start fast enough. We put in place, the national ban on AR-15 and assault-style rifles 2 years ago. That banned 1,500 models. We're now up to 1,800 models, which is a good thing because these guns have no place in our communities. And we are going to be imminently launching the industry consultation to come up with a compensation scheme. It's a hard, complex thing to do, Evan. This is the first program of its kind in Canada, but we are determined to begin the process of buying back AR-15 and assault-style rifles by the end of this year.
Okay, got to leave it there this morning. Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino, appreciate your time.
Thanks, Evan.